Have you ever felt frustrated by how your legs seem to grow weaker over time? Even though you're eating right and staying active, you're definitely not alone. Many older adults naturally assume that all fruits are good for the body. After all, they're nature's candy. Right. But the truth is far more complicated and often overlooked. While most fruits offer valuable nutrients, certain ones can actually work against your body as it ages, especially after 60. These seemingly healthy options may quietly be contributing to joint pain, poor circulation, inflammation, and a noticeable decline in leg strength. The muscles, nerves, and blood vessels in your lower body are especially vulnerable to the effects of diet. Choosing the wrong fruits, even ones you've trusted for years, can lead to a decline in mobility, making everyday activities harder and increasing your risk of falls. In this video, we're going to explore the 7 fruits that seniors should steer clear of and explain exactly how they impact your legs. Before we dive in, if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you hit that button and turn on the bell so you never miss another health tip made just for you. If you enjoy this video, type 1 in the comments. If not, type 0 to let me know how I can make better content for you. 1. Grapes. Tiny fruit. Big inflammatory impact. At first glance, grapes seem harmless, perhaps even nourishing. They're soft, easy to snack on, and often promoted as a heart-friendly choice. Many seniors enjoy them daily, leaving bowls out on the counter or storing them in the fridge, believing they're reaching for something light and wholesome. But beneath that familiar sweetness lies a hidden risk, one that can quietly chip away at your leg strength, comfort, and mobility over time. The concern lies in fructose, the natural sugar that makes grapes so appealing. While glucose is readily used by the body for energy, fructose takes a different path. It's processed primarily by the liver. In seniors, this can lead to an increased buildup of fat and uric acid, 2 factors that contribute to inflammation and joint discomfort. Uric acid, in particular, tends to settle in the joints of the feet, ankles, and knees. It only takes a small accumulation to trigger a painful flare-up, many cases of gout, a condition marked by burning, throbbing pain. Often in the toes begin with a simple indulgence like a handful of grapes, even without a formal diagnosis of gout. Excess fructose is known to worsen chronic inflammation, and for an aging body already dealing with slower circulation, thinner joint cushioning, and tired muscles, that inflammation makes every movement feel more strained. The danger is how easily grapes can be overconsumed. They're bite-sized and comforting, so it's easy to reach for a few while reading, a few more during TV time, and before you know it, the sugar load has quietly built up. The effects rarely show up overnight, but slowly, the signs appear: stiffness when getting out of bed, soreness in the calves, and slower, heavier steps. The joints ache a little more. The legs don't respond quite as quickly. And although it may seem minor, these are often the early warnings of deeper stress inside the body. So if something as seemingly innocent as grapes can cause this kind of damage over time, what happens when we turn to fruits that pack an even higher sugar punch, ones that feel refreshing, but may be hiding even more risk? Let's take a closer look at pineapple, and why it may not be the healthy treat many believe it to be. 2. Pineapple. The silent trigger of inflammation. Pineapple is often seen as a superfruit, especially among older adults. Many believe its natural enzyme, bromelain, supports digestion and helps reduce inflammation. It's sweet, tropical, and refreshing, what could possibly be harmful. But for seniors, especially those who eat pineapple frequently, The truth is more complicated. Beneath that juicy sweetness lies a combination of sugar and acid that can quietly take a toll on your legs, joints, and overall mobility. As we get older, the body becomes more reactive to even natural sugars, and pineapple is loaded with them. Alongside the sugar is a high level of acidity, which creates a double strain on the system. When those sugars hit the bloodstream, they cause sharp spikes in blood glucose levels. Over time, these spikes damage the fragile blood vessels that deliver oxygen and nutrients to your lower body, particularly your knees, calves, and feet. That damage isn't always immediate, but it builds silently. The result: slower recovery from walking, more frequent soreness, and a sense of fatigue in the legs that feels like it came out of nowhere. Pineapple can also be a hidden trigger for chronic inflammation, especially in seniors dealing with joint issues, arthritis, or circulation problems. A few slices every day may seem harmless, but for many older adults, they gradually lead to swelling around the ankles, stiffer knees, or a heaviness in the legs that makes standing or walking feel like a chore. These symptoms aren't just aging, they're signals, and they're often mistaken for wear and tear when they're really diet-driven. There's another layer to consider. While bromelain has anti-inflammatory potential, it can also interfere with medications, especially blood thinners and anti-inflammatories. This can increase the risk of bruising or exacerbate leg pain, making it harder to stay active safely. What makes pineapple especially risky is how good it tastes. It's easy to eat too much without realizing it, especially when added to smoothies, fruit bowls, or desserts. But that sweetness masks a deeper cost, one that shows up in how your body moves, reacts, and recovers. And if a fruit as seemingly healthy as pineapple can do this, what about one that's even more widely eaten and recommended for muscle health? Let's take a closer look at bananas and why they might not be as supportive as you think. 3. Bananas. The muscle imposter. For years, bananas have earned a reputation as the perfect fruit for muscle health, thanks largely to their potassium content. They're soft, convenient, and easy on the stomach, which makes them especially popular among older adults looking for simple, nourishing snacks. But what many don't realize is that this seemingly harmless fruit might be doing more harm than good, particularly when it comes to maintaining leg strength and overall mobility. As we age, our bodies become less efficient at managing sugar and starch. Bananas, especially when fully ripe, are loaded with natural sugars and fast-digesting carbohydrates. These compounds convert rapidly into glucose, leading to sudden spikes in blood sugar. While that might deliver a temporary energy boost, it also triggers a sharp insulin response. Over time, repeated insulin spikes contribute to insulin resistance, which is associated with poor circulation, fatigue, and increased fat storage, especially in the lower body. What does this mean for your legs? Simply put, it becomes harder for oxygen and nutrients to reach the muscles that power your steps. You may find your legs tiring more quickly, taking longer to recover, or feeling heavy and stiff after eating. Climbing stairs might feel harder. Walking may not be as steady. These small changes often go unnoticed until they become daily frustrations. There's another layer to consider. Bananas can promote water retention in certain individuals, especially seniors with heart concerns. This retained fluid often settles in the feet and ankles, leading to swelling that makes movement more difficult and balance more unstable. You're not just tired, you're weighed down. Bananas may still offer benefits in moderation, but for older adults dealing with circulation issues or muscle fatigue, they might not be the ally they appear to be. And if a fruit so widely trusted can quietly chip away at your strength, What about fruits that seem even more refreshing and hydrating? Let's take a closer look at watermelon and why it may not be as innocent as it appears. 4. Watermelon, the false hydrator. Watermelon often brings back memories of carefree summer days, picnics in the sun, laughter with family, and the simple joy of biting into something cool and sweet. It's no wonder so many seniors see it as the perfect snack hydrating. Gentle on the teeth and seemingly light on the body. But hidden beneath its refreshing taste is a truth that's rarely discussed. For older adults, especially those concerned about leg strength and circulation, watermelon might be quietly contributing to their struggles. The concern doesn't lie only in the amount of sugar, but in how quickly that sugar is absorbed. Watermelon ranks extremely high on the glycemic index, meaning it sends sugar rushing into the bloodstream at a rapid pace. For seniors dealing with diabetes, prediabetes, or even just slower metabolic function, this spike can be far more damaging than it appears. Quick rises in blood sugar trigger inflammation, and it's often the legs, already sensitive with age, that bear the brunt. You may notice heaviness in the calves after a meal or fatigue that sets in more quickly during a simple walk. This isn't always due to aging. In many cases, it's the body's quiet response to sugar overload, irritated blood vessels, inflamed nerves, and a gradual breakdown of muscle recovery. On top of that, excess sugar leads to fluid retention, especially in the lower extremities. Swollen feet, aching knees, and stiffness in the ankles become more common, making everyday movement feel more difficult than it should. The tricky part is that watermelon doesn't taste like a threat. Its light texture and high water content are deceptive. It behaves more like a sugary drink once digested, offering a burst of sweetness but little nutritional defense. For aging bodies that process sugar more slowly and are more prone to inflammation, that sweetness comes at a price. So, while watermelon may feel like a harmless indulgence, its impact on leg health and circulation shouldn't be underestimated. And if a fruit so watery can quietly set back your mobility, what about fruits that are crisp, tart, and often marketed as immune-boosting? The next one might surprise you especially because it's likely sitting in your kitchen right now. Let's take a closer look at green apples. 5. Green apples, a hidden source of leg pain. Green apples have long been associated with health and simplicity. Their crisp bite and slightly tart flavor give the impression of a cleaner, more refreshing option compared to sweeter fruits. For many older adults, choosing a green apple over a sugary dessert feels like the responsible thing to do. But behind that bright, glossy peel lies a combination of acid and sugar that may be doing more harm than good, especially when it comes to leg strength and overall mobility. One of the main concerns with green apples is their malic acid content. While malic acid is a naturally occurring compound that's sometimes promoted for energy support, it can become problematic in larger amounts, particularly for seniors. As the digestive system becomes more sensitive with age, this acid can be difficult to process, leading to low-grade inflammation. And this inflammation doesn't stay confined to the gut. It can affect muscles and joints, radiating outward into the hips, thighs, knees, and even feet. Seniors dealing with arthritis, fibromyalgia, or other inflammatory conditions may notice increased stiffness or aching after regularly eating green apples. Alongside the acid, green apples also contain a notable amount of natural sugar. While it's less than in many other fruits, it can still be enough to disrupt blood sugar balance in seniors whose metabolism and insulin sensitivity have declined with age. Blood sugar spikes, followed by drops, can lead to fatigue, poor circulation, and decreased oxygen delivery to the muscles, especially in the lower body. You might find your legs tiring more quickly after a short walk, or feel an unexplained heaviness in your calves when climbing stairs, because green apples are often eaten raw, and commonly on an empty stomach. Their impact can be more immediate than we realize. If you've noticed tightness in your legs in the morning or cramping at night, that healthy snack may be playing a bigger role than you think. These aches aren't random, they're often the body's quiet way of reacting to something it no longer tolerates as well as it used to. And if a tart, seemingly harmless apple can stir up this much discomfort, what about fruits that pack in even more acid and sugar under the label of immune boosting? It's time to take a closer look at oranges. 6. Oranges, the acidic assault on joints. Oranges have long held a place of honor in the world of health, packed with vitamin C, and often praised for immune support. They're seen as a go-to fruit for staying well. Many older adults start their day with a fresh orange or a glass of orange juice, believing they're making a smart, nourishing choice. But for seniors, especially those concerned about joint health and mobility, the story behind this popular fruit is more troubling than it seems. The vibrant color and refreshing flavor of oranges come with a high level of citric acid. While this acid isn't harmful for everyone, it can aggravate inflammation, particularly in aging joints, for those already dealing with arthritis, bursitis, or general stiffness. That acid acts like an irritant, wearing down cartilage and intensifying discomfort. What starts as a little tightness in the morning can slowly evolve into persistent soreness in the knees, stiffness in the hips, or a feeling of locking in the legs after sitting. But acidity is just part of the problem. Oranges, and especially their juice, are also high in natural sugars. When consumed often, those sugars spike blood sugar levels and challenge the body's insulin response. For seniors with slower metabolism and decreased insulin sensitivity, this means more inflammation affecting not only joints, but also the muscles, blood vessels, and connective tissues that support balance and movement. Over time, that inflammation can lead to swelling around the ankles, reduced flexibility, and a growing sense of unsteadiness when walking or rising from a chair. It's easy to assume that something so common, so natural, and so familiar couldn't possibly be doing harm. But the body in your later decades doesn't bounce back the way it once did. What once felt refreshing and energizing may now leave you feeling sluggish, sore, or unstable. And if a well-loved fruit like an orange can quietly chip away at your strength and stability, what about tropical fruits that are even higher in sugar, yet often marketed as healthy indulgences? It's time to take a closer look at mangoes and the surprising effect they may have on your legs. 7. Mango, the sugar bomb for your joints. There's something undeniably comforting about a ripe mango. Its rich color, soft texture, and tropical aroma can stir up memories of sunshine, family meals, and moments of indulgence. For many older adults, mangoes feel like a harmless treat, something naturally sweet, refreshing, and good for the soul. But for the body, especially one navigating the challenges of aging, that sweetness may come with hidden consequences. Mangoes are among the most sugar-dense fruits you can eat. A single medium-sized mango contains around 45 grams of natural sugar, more than what's found in a typical can of soda. For a younger, more resilient system, that sugar might be handled efficiently. But in seniors, where insulin sensitivity has naturally declined and metabolism has slowed, the result is a prolonged spike in blood sugar. This excess sugar lingers in the bloodstream, fueling low-grade inflammation that tends to settle in vulnerable areas like the knees, ankles, and hips. You may start to notice your legs feeling heavier throughout the day, or a tightness in your joints after only modest activity. Swelling around the feet may appear more often, and your stamina for simple tasks like walking across the room or climbing a flight of stairs might quietly diminish. Even more concerning, the high sugar content in mango can aggravate nerve endings, particularly for those living with diabetes or early signs of neuropathy. That burning sensation in your toes at night, to the pins and needles feeling in your feet. It may not be just part of getting older. It might be a response to what you thought was a healthy dessert. What makes mango especially tricky is its taste and texture. It's easy to enjoy a large portion without thinking twice, whether blended into a smoothie or added to a fruit salad. But while it may feel light, the impact it leaves behind can be anything but. Still, there's good news. You don't have to give up fruit altogether to protect your mobility and leg health. The key lies in knowing which fruits support strength, reduce inflammation, and restore energy. Let's now explore the fruits that work with your body, not against it, to help you move with confidence once again. 8. What should seniors eat instead? Realizing that some of the fruits we've relied on for years might be quietly working against us can feel disheartening. It's easy to feel confused or even betrayed by the foods we thought were helping. But understanding opens the door to change. With this awareness comes the chance to make better choices, ones that align with the needs of an aging body and a wiser stage of life. Aging isn't about restriction or loss. It's about living with more intention, listening more closely to the body, and offering it the gentle support it deserves. For seniors dealing with soreness in their legs, slowed movement, or a sense of physical heaviness, the solution isn't cutting out fruit entirely. It's about choosing fruits that support healing rather than add to the burden. The kind that promote better blood flow, reduce inflammation, and nourish you from the inside out. Start with berries, blueberries, raspberries, blackberries. These small fruits are big in benefits, packed with antioxidants, low in sugar, and kind to your blood sugar levels. They help protect your tissues, soothe joint discomfort, and support healthy circulation to the legs and feet. Cherries can also help, especially for those facing flare-ups from gout or arthritis. Their compounds naturally lower uric acid and reduce inflammation before it takes hold. Avocados offer a different kind of support, rich in healthy fats and free from sugar. They help stabilize blood sugar, cushion joints, and keep energy levels steady throughout the day. They nourish without the crash. Papaya is another gentle ally, with natural enzymes that support digestion and nutrients that ease inflammation. It's ideal for older digestive systems and a welcome alternative to fruits that are hard or acidic. And even pears, when enjoyed in moderation alongside fiber or protein, provide a satisfying sweetness without spiking blood sugar, offering comfort without harm. At this stage in life, what you eat should uplift you, not weigh you down. Each bite can be an act of care, one that supports clearer mornings, stronger steps, and a calmer body. The path forward begins by choosing which fruits to embrace and which to leave behind, honoring your health with every simple, thoughtful decision. Final thoughts from one senior to another. As someone who has felt the weight of years in both body and heart, I want to speak to you not as an expert, but as someone who's walked a similar road. I've known the seasons of strength, the days when my legs carried me effortlessly through the world, and I've known the seasons of pain, when even standing felt like a struggle. And if you're reading this, nodding along, please know you're not alone. Aging isn't something anyone prepares us for. No one tells us how it slowly arrives, not with drama, but with quiet changes. A little more stiffness in the morning, a little more heaviness in the legs. That sense of unease when stepping off a curb or climbing the stairs, It's humbling. It's real. But here's what time has taught me: it's never too late to make a better choice. It's never too late to listen more closely to our bodies, to learn what they truly need, not what we were told decades ago, but what actually supports us now. Many of us grew up being told that fruit is always good, always safe. Have an apple. They said, drink your juice. Fruit keeps you healthy. And yes, when we were younger, those words held truth. Back then, our bodies processed sugar more efficiently. Our circulation was strong, our joints were resilient, and our muscles recovered quickly. But now, in our 60s, 70s, 80s, and beyond, things are different. Our bodies speak more quietly, but they still speak. We just have to slow down and listen. The fruits we discuss today aren't inherently bad. They're not candy bars or deep-fried snacks. But they can still harm us, not loudly, but subtly. Over time, they can feed the inflammation that stiffens our knees. They can slow our circulation, weaken our balance, and drain the very strength we depend on to stay mobile. And mobility, as we age, is everything. It's how we stay independent. It's how we stay connected. It's how we maintain dignity. You don't have to throw out everything in your kitchen. You don't have to change everything overnight. But you can begin with awareness. You can notice how you feel, not just while you're eating, but after. Does your body feel lighter or heavier? Do your legs feel supported or swollen? Do you have more energy? Or are you more tired than before? That quiet feedback, those subtle clues are your body's way of guiding you. This isn't about guilt. This isn't about rules. It's about love. Love for your future. Love for the years you still have left to live fully. Love for the body that has carried you through so much already. You deserve mornings without pain. You deserve to move without hesitation. You deserve to stand tall. Walk freely. And keep enjoying the moments that matter most. Letting go of a few fruits that no longer serve you doesn't mean sacrificing joy. It means making room for choices that strengthen you. For berries that support your joints. For avocados that nourish your energy. For gentle fruits that love you back. This is your time not to retreat, but to rise. Not to slow down in defeat, but to move forward with intention and care. So from one senior to another, I offer this: protect your steps, protect your strength, protect your right to live these next years with vitality and grace. Because growing older is not the end. In many ways, it's a new beginning, one where every bite, every choice, becomes a powerful step toward living not just longer, but stronger. Now, I'd love to hear from you. What resonated most? What's one small change you're ready to try? Share it in the comments so we can support one another on this journey. And if this message spoke to you, let us know. Like, share, and subscribe for more stories, insights, and gentle guidance to help you live well at every age. Thank you for being here.